Happy Sunday, bitches. It is Heather Ryan with Bitches Get Stuff Done coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa.
And Blythe Potter in Bargersville, Indiana. And we have a special guest, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hi, good morning. This is Connie Chan. I'm from San Francisco.
And she is running for Congressional District 11. And we are going to do this in reverse because we have a guest. So Connie, I am so pumped to meet you. I've been following Connie for quite a while. So tell us a little bit about you, Connie, and tell us why you're running for Congress.
Oh boy. I would say this first and foremost, we are the only woman in this race right now. So we can't let the boys have all the fun. We got to be right out there. But in all seriousness, this is really an unprecedented time. You see that the Trump administration is sending ICE agents killing American people, and cutting health care and food security for the most vulnerable. We have done a lot of work in San Francisco to really safeguard against that. I have been the city's budget committee chair. This is going to be my 4th year. We have done a lot of work to safeguard that against Trump's cut. And we realize that this is a moment that it's unprecedented, and we've got to push back on the Trump administration, and we can. And we're going to bring that San Francisco agenda all the way to Washington, D.C., and push back on Trump and deliver for the working people.
Awesome. I love that you're in a similar position where you're the only female running. And there's so much of that happening across the country. We have done the male-dominated politics since the inception of this country. So it's super exciting to see other females jump in. And you, Connie, are a first-generation immigrant. Tell us what that means for you running for Congress during this time. I know you touched on that a little bit with ICE. But you'd also be the first Asian American to represent San Francisco in Congress, which is in and of itself a huge deal.
Oh, thank you for saying that, because it is, for the community, for the AAPI community on a local level, but also for the immigrant community, having someone that, so I am bilingual, so I speak both Mandarin and Cantonese. And when I talk to the community, it's very deeply connected on a very personal level. And having that immigrant experience really help everyone to feel like when they send us to Washington, D.C., they have a voice. They see it themselves in us. It is very exciting. We are proud, but we also, I think that I want to recognize that as a responsibility too, though. It is not easy because I think for women of color, and also for immigrant community, we know that all the rights that we have today, we fight for them. It wasn't given. So we know that to win this election and to be able to represent in Washington, D.C., it means that we got to fight and fight some more.
We really do. And no one fights like women. No one fights like the global majority. And so Heather's in Iowa, I'm in Indiana, 2 very red, quote unquote, states, politically red. So it's interesting to hear a female congressional candidate in San Francisco, a place that's more progressive, liberal, whatever you want to call it, right? That there still has not been female representation in Congress. That's alarming coming from the Midwest red state. So bravo to you. And I think it really is important that people can see themselves in the people they elect. And I think it's good. I love it. I think it's amazing.
I would say this. We're running for Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi's seat. What is great about it, I do have to say, for me, at least, that when she was running, they were like, who is she and how can she represent San Francisco? And so at least in this moment for me, they as long as we put on a power suits, they're like, maybe you could. But I can tell you this too, though, still, I'm immigrant. I speak with an accent. I am a mom. So they're like, can you really handle Congress? And because, for longest time, and you still see that when they see, I have to say it, like a white man in a suit they're like, oh, you should qualify. That's like no question asked. But for women of color, like not only that we have to put on a power suits, we have to debate and we have to articulate. We have to everything that we have to do to deliver, not just good and great. We have to be better than great. The standard's almost impossible.
It is. And you probably get this too. And I misspoke earlier. First immigrant female is what I meant to say. I have women who traditionally and historically in Indiana have supported other female candidates, but feedback I get is you're not polished enough, or your piercings, or your tattoos, or I mean, it's these little nitpicky things that I'm like, what, that how would that disqualify me? You need me to have a blazer on for me to be professional? Because women really do, in my opinion, the bulk of the work in most places that they are around, especially at home or work. So yeah, we can multitask more than they know.
Oh, absolutely. We can do a lot more in our sweats than a lot of men.
Yes, 1,000%. And you mentioned this is Nancy Pelosi's seat, and she announced her retirement. What does Speaker Pelosi mean to you? And why is it important to keep another female in that seat?
Oh, I mean, look at her. Like not everyone would say this, that we agree 100% of the time when it comes to policy and politics. And definitely, even though she has many, many fans, and myself included, like we're not going to be 100% in agreement. But we cannot deny the fact that like she is by far, in my opinion, one of the most strategic, most thoughtful leader, not just for the Democratic Party, but really for the nation. I mean, one of the most powerful Speaker of the House of all times. Like I call her the GOAT. And it is how amazing she is. And we know that though, that no matter who jump into this race, myself included, that she have left big heels for anyone to fill. And right. And it's pretty amazing. But I would say that also is for San Franciscans that we get to build on her legacy, and we get to actually be saying what she has done, including Affordable Care Act. We can build on top of that and push it forward for Medicare for all.
I like that you say build on her legacy, because I feel like that's what's happening across the country. There's definitely a little bit of a disconnect between the leaders who've come before us and who we might be trying to either take the place of, replace, or whatever, and what the future might look like for candidates like us, because we're in such a crisis as a nation. It is really time for everything to evolve, including how we govern or do legislation and policy. So I love that. And what are your top priorities, and what are your top issues for women?
Well, women plays critical role. I know that. I think you both know that clearly, is that we carry the wellness and health of our community. And when women do well, our communities all across the nation do well. We see that. And that really, including healthcare. We see that healthcare is a place where women have consistently fight for sound family planning, funding, reproductive care. These are really critical issues that it's not just, we know that it doesn't just impact women. It actually impacts the entire families, impact men, frankly. Yep. And so those are going to be really one of the top priority is around healthcare. Let's make sure that not only we fund it, we reverse a cut, we got to expand those care.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if a female or a woman is sick or having complications with a pregnancy or a miscarriage or having trouble finding medical help, everything in their home and business that they usually support will start shutting down. And people don't think about that domino effect, taking away healthcare. It really is healthcare for the community, not just females.
Yeah, but if I could add another one, is also like another priority of ours is education. We see that, again, why it's actually impacting women, because if we can provide affordable childcare and funding K through 12 classrooms, And also in San Francisco, we have this program called Free City College, so that people, San Francisco residents, can attend higher education for free or get job training for free. Those, again, like we see that childcare has been an impediment for women to return to workforce. We see that, again, women that end up needing to figure out their jobs or however way options because the K through 12 classroom is not being funded. So they have to figure out additional ways to support their kids. And having Free City College allowing, again, women the options to choose a different career or return to a career and have a better jobs. These are all very important options. So again, funding education is funding women.
Yeah. And I think next time we interview someone from a blue area, we need to have a jealousy meter. So every time you speak, I get a little more jealous about what you have. There's this tug of war happening in Indiana, which is part of our disconnect, where we see what's happening in New York and California and Illinois, Wisconsin, like these other areas they have Democratic representation. We have a supermajority. I have no one in my line of government that is a Democrat and haven't for decades. But that we see and hear these things, I'm like, we could be doing this. And people think Indiana's not ready for that, but we are. We have been, I want that too. So jealous. So you're a mom. Tell us about that in whatever capacity you're comfortable. And your partner is a San Francisco firefighter. So tell us about those challenges, because those hours for a politician, a mom, and a firefighter mixed together,
Kind of insane.
Hard.
It's okay. I'll say it's kind of insane. You know, my son now, he's 12.
Okay.
So we definitely went through a different transitions. Like if you think about it, like 5 years ago, he was like 7 years ago when we just started. I think this is a moment where I really want to give my mom credit. She passed away in 2021. But having moms, like helping their daughters who are moms, it's so good. And it was really one of the reasons why my partner, who has this like 24 hours work, like when he was working at the front line, now he's a fire inspector. So he works on fire inspection. So it's very different now, in more of like an office 9 to 5 out like working schedule. We definitely go through that transition, but you need all the help. We need all the help that we can get. We have to have a village. I think our girlfriends, our team, and our moms, or our sisters, and women really. I love your podcast. We really get shit done like that.
We do.
And so I'm very lucky that, I mean, I will give credit to my partner, Ed. Yes, he does a lot, but I can tell you it's really all the women in my life, in all sections, like my best friends to my team, all the women that support as a village to get it done.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And last but certainly not least, how can we support your campaign? Tell us where everyone can find you. And is there anything else you want us to know?
Oh, man. I am so grateful for this, a chance to like chat with you. It's just so fun. But also knowing that you have a tough fight in Indiana, and we are going to also return right back and make sure you're successful too. And we are here in San Francisco, the only woman the only woman of color in this race. We hope to have other women to pay attention to this race and why it actually matters. Our website is ConnieChanSF.com. It's ConnieChansF.com. We're very excited about the future of San Francisco and really the future of America. I know, even though it feels like, I was joking, with you earlier, was, that we feel like we're living in a dumpster fire at the moment. But you know what, though, we can turn that fire into power. And I'm excited about that.
Waste to energy. We can use that dumpster fire as a waste to energy source and warm our hands.
There you go. Because that's what women do. That's really what we do.
We are very, very good at figuring things out on the fly and making do and getting out of messes. So thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to see you. I hope I get to meet you in person sometime.
Absolutely. You should come to San Francisco, and I'll visit you too.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I need to go to DC once you're elected because I've got some other people here in Indiana that are running for Congress. I'm like, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to meet all my favorite congressional candidates.
Yes, and we're gonna get shit done in DC together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Voice so loud it shakes the ground. Revolution breaking the sound. Freedom in our hands, we won't be bound. Equality's here, no backing down.
And we're back from our break. Tell me, what'd you think? How'd you think the whole thing went?
I thought it was great. It's so hard to like talk to people that I've only ever seen online without like going crazy fangirl. Because I get really excited about
That's how you feel about me every time we see each other, right? Because we've never met,
Yes.
only met online.
Oh my God. The first time you replied to my message, I was like, oh my God. Ryan.
And a year later, you're like, oh my God.
No, we're in very similar situations and our brains function very similarly. So I think we make do.
Well, I want to do this podcast completely different from our other ones because I want to talk local politics first.
Okay, let's do it.
National. Oh my God, what an insane session we're having here in Iowa. Crazy session.
Oh my goodness.
We had 3 bills that we went to last week for subcommittees that had to do with anti-vaccinations. So we're doing anti-science stuff here. We're doing more legislation regarding women's reproductive freedom and making sure we don't have any. And we're doing an pro-discrimination bill. And that's the one that got the most press this week. So it was dropped on Wednesday night, somewhere around 6 or 7 o'clock, 6, 7. And, and then the meeting was scheduled for 8 in the morning. So intentionally, no time to really get things together and call to action. But people showed up anyways. Like 100 people showed up to this subcommittee meeting first thing in the morning. And it was very contentious. Nobody said they wanted this pro-discrimination bill, but Skylar Wheeler, representative, and Representative Samantha Fett just blew everybody off. They were like hostile toward the crowd, and they were complete dickheads. And the crowd started yelling at them and screamed them out of the room. And of course, they passed it on to full committee. But here's what bothered the shit out of me on this one, is that he intentionally passed me up every single time it was my turn. So I was sitting at the table to give testimony about why this is a bad bill, but he would choose somebody else at the table every single time. And he skipped me the whole time, the entire time. I sat there for a half an hour, which is the entire length of the hearing, and he just intentionally skipped me. And so I guess that subcommittee was the biggest as far as press because it was so contentious. I've never been in a subcommittee like that. And I saw myself on the news today in one of the subcommittees, and the back of my hair was brown. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to go color my hair. So I guess one good thing came out of it. My hair's colored.
You're hysterical. I love you. That's so funny. So did you end up getting to speak at all there?
Not at that subcommittee, no. No.
Did you call him out on that?
I'm going to file an ethics report against him.
Good for you.
As soon as we get off the podcast right now, I'm going to write a letter to the ethics board and call him out because he's going to set a precedent. He's going to say, look, I don't want Heather to speak. I don't want her to say the words bitches get stuff done in our subcommittees. So then other people are going to do the same thing. So I have to call him out in ethics. Otherwise, it will continue to happen.
Yeah, that's total garbage. I was looking for something that someone posted that they were having soon. Apparently our lieutenant governor is doing some sort of like speaking engagement, talking about the great legislation that we have, which is total trash, much like Iowa.
You guys have a funnel week? Do you have a funnel week?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
So we have to pass all of the legislation out of subcommittee before funnel week. So funnel week is not this coming week, but the following week. And then if it hasn't gotten past subcommittee, it's dead. It has to make it through the funnel. And that's how they really make sure that they don't have so many bills that they can't possibly pass them all in 4 months or 5 months. So that's why they're cramming all this shit through right now. All these terrible bills, one after another, and they're all scheduled basically at the same time. So you can't go to every subcommittee. And it's all terrible legislation. So Heaven and I have to divide and conquer because there's just too much of it. So that's why they're cramming it all through right now before the funnel. And then there's another funnel in March where if it doesn't get past committee, full committee, then it's dead. So these funnels start to make everything go faster.
Oh my God. Well, that makes it hard for the people to pay attention to that.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
should be illegal.
And the only place you get to talk is in subcommittee. Once it gets past subcommittee, you as a civilian, a citizen, have no right to say anything about the legislation.
Of course. Of course. Let's gatekeep more. So this is coming directly from Mad Voters, Mutually Assured Democracy. If you go to madvoters.org backslash bill tracker, you'll have information on there. We have some bad apple education bills coming up. SB 76 is an immigration bill that mandates schools and universities must cooperate with ICE and immigration enforcement or be fined $10,000 per violation. So call your reps. House Bill 1423 is the IPS school board. It reduces the decision-making power of IPSs, which is Indianapolis Public School, their elected board, and transfers it to an all-appointed board, heavily influenced by pro-charter interests. Super fun! Senate Bill 88, testing and curriculum, requires schools to teach that getting married before having children is, quote, good citizenship, end quote. Mandates that universities accept the CLT despite its conservative and religious bias and lack of data. I'm not sure what CLT means, or I've forgotten.
I'm guessing the C is Christian.
Probably. I will look that up. Senate Bill 239 is charter schools, creates additional pathways to convert public schools to charter schools. Great. Senate Bill 200, that was sarcasm. Patriotic youth groups could provide a pathway to forcing schools to work with Turning Point USA and other right-wing groups. That goes to committee on Wednesday. And then Monday the 9th at 1:30 p.m., Hoosiers against Senate Bill 76, which is the immigration bill. They're meeting at the State House. Please arrive early. Again, this is on Mad Voters shared this, but the Indianapolis Protest Finder is on there as well. Fun fact too, which you may have already seen, in Johnson County, which is the county I live, our one and only hospital, Johnson Memorial Health, is closing their maternity unit and cutting 48 jobs thanks to the big bullshit bill and the GOP supermajority that has taken over Indiana. And we have to blame also the complacent Democrats who allowed all of this bullshit to happen, which is really sad. Now we are officially a healthcare desert in Johnson County, particularly for pregnant women. They're closing several pediatric places, and that makes, with good traffic, the closest hospital about 30 minutes away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Johnson County is not rural, right?
We're in a very weird spot. So if you go by growth, we are like the top 10 fastest growing counties, but that's with an asterisk because we have 3 pockets of quick growth, which are pretty old areas. Bargersville is one, Greenwood and Franklin. Greenwood and Franklin are a little more established, but all 3 communities are kind of segmented in like a good chunk of like kind of the center northeast part of the county. The rest of it's completely rural. A lot of it is unincorporated. And there are little towns that we have pocketed around, but our rural communities are always treated the worst. So it's rural health. And I can't imagine. It has to feel terrifying. Yeah. In an emergency, we're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, we've got a piece of legislation that just was introduced on Thursday by a guy he's not running again. So I think he's trying to go out with a bang. Zach Deacon. He introduced a piece that will treat abortion at any point after conception as murder. So,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also trying to outlaw mifepristone. I swear I'm not making
I remember you mentioned, no, that wasn't mifepristone you had talked about. It was, that was not, that was the horse medicine.
That was ivermectin over the counter. Yeah. We have a gubernatorial candidate, Steen, I believe it was. He said that mifepristone is why we have dirty water here. Our water is contaminated in Iowa because of the abortion pill.
Are they giving it to animals?
They must be shitting it out. The animals must be shitting it out.
That is the most fucking bizarre statement to make.
Yes. In an ag state where the pollutants, the shit, the chemicals are literally giving us cancer, the highest cancer rate in the nation. And he's blaming an abortion drug for being the problem.
Of course he is. Okay. I have to say though, totally off subject. I'm like somehow in the Iowa Talk news feed, and you guys have some really killer candidates coming down the line.
We do, don't
You
we?
really do. And they're starting to network together. I'm seeing Layla and some other people who I haven't followed before, like doing things together, almost kind of like what our Rural Summit is doing in Indiana. And it's really freaking cool.
Yeah, even Julie is working with a congressional candidate to get all of their signatures together for their petitions to get on ballots.
This is what we need to do. And I love this so much. I love this so much. And we actually do have some good news in Indiana. We have 25 state Senate seats up for a re-election this year. Democrats have contested every single one.
Good.
We have 91 of the 100 House of Representative seats contested, and we can still put more on the ballot between May 5th and July 2nd. So we have a very solid chance of literally contesting every Indiana Congress seats. So
I don't know what our numbers are off the top of my head, but they're super close to yours.
nice. Oh, and some other alarming. I can't decide if I feel excited about this or not. So our filing deadline ended Friday for delegates, which that's how I'm elected, is that we have a convention on June 6th and the delegates vote for me. Almost every county has more than their allotted number of delegates.
What does that mean?
That means there are contested primaries for these delegate seats.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
To include Johnson County, where I am, and some of the larger counties. Some of them got within 20. And we're talking like the larger counties that have over 200 delegates in some cases, almost maxed out.
Holy shit. So basically what you're saying, lots and lots of participation and there's lots of competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
It's wonderful with an asterisk, because I really hope they're mostly wanting to vote for me. But it's cool because I would guess this is likely record-breaking numbers for people engaging in the convention at this time, because usually county chairs are begging people to be appointed to go so that we have enough people to vote and do all the things. So it's exciting.
Well, Iowa is a caucus state. So similarly, we just had our caucuses. I don't think most states have them, but it's where you get together in a room and you talk about and elect your different, kind of like a delegate, your different Central Committee members. So I am now on the Polk County Central Committee.
That's exciting.
I haven't been on the Central Committee since Sean Bagnuski kicked me off, basically. So
I was going to say, I thought you had been kicked out of that at one point. That's exciting. Look at you getting back in there, girl.
I know.
That's encouraging, actually.
Right?
It really is. I think that shows a lot of evolution with your state party.
Oh, it wasn't up to the state party.
Oh.
I was elected by the people around me, like the residents.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. So I'll be annoying the shit out of the pearl clutchers, which is fine by me.
I mean, and this is what continues to astonish me, even about my race. Like, I don't know how they can still be clutching pearls when they encounter people like you and I, because we are in a really bad place.
Yeah.
Really bad place. And it's not just for Democrats and Republicans. It's like literally for every human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The pearl clutching is so 2008. It's so
oh my
over.
God. Yes, it truly is. Well, let's take a break unless you have any more local news.
I've always got local news, but we don't want to delve into all of it right now. It just take up 5 hours of time. So, okay. So we'll take a quick break.
Bitches Get Stuff Done is brought to you in part by Blythe Potter, seeking the Democratic nomination for Indiana's Secretary of State in 2026. Blythe wants to increase voter turnout as well as voter registration and use the NBiz website to help share and teach sustainable business practices for the business leaders in Indiana and bring boring back to the Secretary of State's office. Blythe needs to raise about $10,000 a month to try to flip Indiana's Secretary of State office blue. And remember, turning a red state blue benefits the entire country, even if you can't vote for us. To donate, visit BlythePotter.com. Paid for and authorized by Friends of Blythe Potter. Use of military rank titles or photographs in uniform does not imply endorsement by the Department of the U.S. Army or Army Reserves or the Department of Defense.
Well, this morning I caught up on some of the national news on my Sunday morning shows. So the thing that caught me off guard that I did not know what was happening was that tomorrow, Monday, Congress members will be able to see the unredacted Epstein files.
Oh, I did hear that, but they can only take notes.
Right. It'll be in a skiff, so they won't be
Yeah.
able to like take pictures or anything, but taking notes is still something.
It's something. I cannot even imagine.
You know what's awful is that it's already so awful without knowing all the details. And this is what they're willing to tell us. So what are they not willing to tell us?
Yeah.
And every time you see more of it, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It's much like the shooting in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Everything you see about it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. The more you delve in, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
And this shit never crossed my mind that people would do these things to other human beings. And
with intent, it's not just like they're in a sticky situation, they made a bad decision or reacted, right? Like this is all happening intentionally. Like, and this is jumping ship. I do want to go back to Epstein, but like Renee Nicole Good, did I say her name right? Yes.
yes.
They stopped the FBI investigation. They literally told them not to investigate that.
Wow. I missed that, but I mean, I'm not surprised.
Well, we miss it so much. There's too much happening.
Yeah.
There's just way too much happening. There was some other thing. Oh, anyone listening in Indiana, I want to remind you that my opponent is funded by someone who is literally on the Epstein files list multiple times. Inappropriate, everything. Just a heads up there. Yeah. And apparently our service members were basically forced in many situations to watch Malaria Trump's new documentary.
I did not hear that. How'd that happen?
Yep. That's a really good question. There were at least 8 different military posts across the world that filed complaints about it because they felt uncomfortable, but it's very alarming.
Wow.
Yep.
Were they showing it on base theaters and they were forced to go to the on base theater or something?
I did not look into it beyond listening to what Aaron Parnas said. I will be completely honest. That is something that I probably won't actively search out because that would be traumatizing. Can you imagine? You can. You can imagine being told to do something that you're uncomfortable with in that situation where you're literally outranked.
Yeah. Yeah. And we had a sizable on-base movie theater that would show one movie a week or something. And it was always a newish release. So I could see them making these service members go to these on-base movie theaters and watch this stupid fucking documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Which, by the way, Trump's response to that and Trump's response to Michelle Obama's documentary totally outperforming Malaria's with that video was atrocious.
Oh, I didn't see his response. Oh,
it's fucking awful. He had a post up on Truth Social for 12 hours.
This is not the ape one, is it? Oh, yeah. I did see that. I didn't know that was in response to the films.
He did that because Michelle Obama's documentary, like people are very intentionally watching that to drown Malaria's numbers and ratings.
I saw that strategy happening and I was like, that's not going to work. And sure as shit didn't work.
It's working. And I still need to watch it. It's not, there's no time. There's no time.
I might just put it on in the background.
That's actually a really good idea. Put it on my laptop and get some shit done while it's going. That way it gets the plays. Survivors are reporting that during Pam Bondi's hearing, which I believe might be tomorrow, she's got a hearing about the Epstein files, but the Republicans have been told to avoid questions that make it look bad.
What does that mean? It is bad.
Oh, I know, right? So no questions? Is that what they're saying? Because this is all bad.
And what the fuck happened with Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton? Didn't they say that they were going to testify and now Trump won't let them testify or something?
I heard that they were demanding to. I did not hear that Trump was saying that they could not.
It would be Trump. It would be Johnson. Johnson taking Trump's lead. So it's just Johnson being a little pussy.
Well, yeah. And anyone else listening in Indiana, once again, the person who funded the bulk of Mike Johnson's campaign is also funding my opponent.
Jesus Christ.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Good God.
Yeah.
It's so shady.
It is so shady. And I know this shouldn't be about me, but I don't understand how I don't know how people cannot be objective about this. Like people are all about, oh, the nostalgia, the name, the money. Do we know what's going to happen with this money? When candidates are funded by money like this follows them their entire political career. And that means bad things for the people they represent.
That means that your opponent, if he gets in office, will be defending pedophiles just like Mike Johnson is.
Yeah, in some capacity, he's going to have his feet held to the flames because his trajectory is Secretary of State, Governor, Senator, President. We know that. His supporters have said that many times, and it's absolutely terrifying. And I'm supposed to go to an event in 2 weeks and say that I will not disparage my opponent. Is it disparaging to hold them accountable? I mean, am I expected to just support other Democrats because they're Democrats and we need the win?
Yes, people expect you to do that. I find that fucking bizarre.
It doesn't mean I hate them as people. It doesn't mean I want anything bad to happen to them. But it does mean that I am still a voter and a resident of Indiana and have a family here. And if this money might potentially negatively affect our state more than we have already been negatively affected by this money, why would I not say something? Well, there's my answer. That's my speech.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna have to say that. Like, I don't even know what to say to that.
Right. I mean, you're not saying something that the Republicans won't say in the general anyway. Unless the Republicans are also funded by the
I am being blamed for doing the Republicans' homework when the real problem is their campaign is not listening to the voters who have been raising these flags and asking these questions for months.
Yeah, your race is so similar to Julie's. My God.
No.
Oh my God. And if those two races are so similar, imagine all the other races around the nation that are just like it.
Oh, they have to be. This is status quo politics right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really wanted to ask Julie Chan about this, but I know this is probably not the place for it.
Yeah, she's
on a different meeting, but I am curious if her opponents are in similar situations financially.
right.
Yeah, it's probably not unprecedented. I have a few more things that I think are interesting to mention. So typically when the Olympics, when athletes are in the Olympics, they don't tend to talk too much about politics or get into the weeds with that. But thankfully, Team USA has actually been speaking out against what's happening in America. Like, we're very proud to be Americans. We're very proud to be representing our country. But what's happening is really, really bad. And I think not only is that a very brave thing to do, and I'm grateful for it, but we need more of that.
Oh my God, yeah.
The
bravery that athletes are showing right now when they're on the world stage, I think is essential to show the world that we see what's happening. And I find it really brave. Like the Olympians who raised their fists in opposition back in the 60s, they lost their gold medals because of that.
Yeah.
They were stripped of those. So I find it brave.
I do too, because I think that right there, winning and having that taken away because you chose human rights and doing the right thing, good for them. Because that's fucking hard. Those are the kind of people we need leading our country, because the opposite is true of people who are, I'll take any money. I just need the win. I'll just take any money. I need the win.
Yeah, the people that say, well, we just need to play the game the way it's played right now, and then when we get in office, we'll change shit. That's not how it works. That's as stupid as trickle-down economics. It's the same fucking stupid idea.
We are the people sounding the alarm that decades on, people would be like, well, didn't anyone say something? We were saying something. You need to listen to us, because we are right now making decisions that are going to affect whether or not we live, really. I think that might be all the big ones. There's more attacks on local media, of course. A big merger with Nexstar.
Oh, yes. All of these mergers are awful.
So bad. That's all the ones that I earmarked to complain about.
There's so much complaining. I can't keep up with all of it.
It's hard. It's such a hard space to inhabit.
Yeah, but here's one good thing, is that all of this crazy shit that's gone on at the Capitol this past week, is just overwhelming for me to edit all the stuff down. It's just overwhelming. But it has brought up our views on our socials, and we've had another influx of people wanting to get active.
Good.
So one of my videos that recapped the chaos of the House Study File 668, that's the pro-discrimination one, that has over 1 million views.
Damn.
I know. It's at 1.1 million views right now. My stuff doesn't usually get that kind of.
Bravo. That's amazing.
Yes, it's crazy. And I don't know if you saw it or not because you've been kind of out of the loop, but I made songs about the two.
See that?
You did or did not?
I did. Last night, yesterday was fucking heaven. So I had to be in Madison County early in the morning. And then Violet had 2 birthday parties to go to after dance class. So Michael took her. I had the house to myself from noon until 7. Girl, I got caught up on my thank you cards. I cleaned the house. I got caught up on news. I got caught up on your news feed last night because she was so fucking tired. We got her to bed before 10 p.m. So I did see them.
Oh my God. And I had so much fun making awful parody songs about these 2 legislators that I know their heads exploded when they saw them. I know they did. And I was like, I should, because it's hard to keep track of all your legislators. Local politicians do not get enough attention. I'd say 98% of Iowans do not know who their local legislators are. And to be fair, I didn't know who mine was until
Same. I'm learning as I go still.
Yeah, I learn something new every single day. And I've been at this game for 40 odd years.
Yeah.
But I was like, I should be writing these about all of these awful legislators. And then if I've got an earworm stuck in a voter's head and they remember, oh, yeah, this person's terrible, boom, that might give us a better opportunity to get rid of some of these embedded assholes.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
We need to start doing something like that for Indiana legislators.
100%. And it's not that hard to write a parody song that's like the Beverly Hillbillies, or I was thinking about the Brady Bunch. You've got like Gilligan's Island, all these different, it's just a little ditty, a little jingle. And then you just grab it on karaoke on YouTube. And I just write the lyrics to the karaoke song.
That's so smart. I really need like an extra 12 hours a day and like a few extra days a week to be able to do this stuff.
Yeah. And a really mean person like me who knows how to rhyme words.
I don't think you're mean. I mean, art is a form of therapy for sure, but it's like an active part of the resistance.
Well, I know how much Samantha Fett hates being called a former stripper. So, and
you should embrace that shit. If someone wants to call me out for having done pole dancing lessons, I used to teach them. I'd be like, all right, let's go. I'll go and dance on a pole with my clothes on. And like,
it just goes against her brand, but it's not untrue. It's not like I'm making this shit up. I love the pigtails.
Sorry.
So that's why I worked in that she was a former stripper, allegedly. Can't prove it.
Hopefully someone comes out with some photos of that someday.
It's her husband that's telling everybody. I'm not the one making it up. He goes to work. He's in the union, which is crazy in and of itself that he's in a union and she's so anti-union. But he's the one that goes to the union hall and tells everybody he married a stripper. I know. And this is the benefit of having a platform. Everybody gives you the tea. I get the best tea. Oh my God. I could have content. For years, I could have content if I had enough hours in the day.
You need to figure out an internship program, like have people who are in school or have the time and they're wanting to build their own social media platform where they can like multitask both, like content for both of you.
That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea. I'll have to think about that.
I mean, you wouldn't really be able to pay them probably, but
but they could be building their platform.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
And supporting the resistance.
Yeah.
Have you seen the the state rebel alliance images that have been going around?
I have. Yeah. Like the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the woman who does the bulk of my tattoo work is an amazing artist. Her name is Alex Copey. And she at one point had mentioned doing a flash fundraiser. So like basically a tattoo fundraiser where people get tattoos and part of the proceeds goes to the campaign. And I messaged her. It really, right. I messaged her and I was like, hey, I really love this Rebel Alliance. So usually she doesn't, when she does her artwork, she doesn't send it to you and then let you like pick it apart and back and forth a million times. You discuss it when you get there, and which works out really well. Sounds crazy, but I promise that she's brilliant. So I sent her the cardinal, but I also sent her my logo, and I was like, look, I really want to do something like this, part of the campaign, but I also want this as a tattoo. Can you combine these two? I won't be able to get a tattoo soon because that's a lot of time that I don't have right now, but I want to make buttons out of them and things that, my campaign is also activism. It is a form of activism for me. So she's going to be making something along those lines. I'm super fucking pumped about it.
That's awesome. That's really exciting. And I would have never thought of a tattoo party for a fundraiser, basically.
I would do it with piercings too.
Yeah, I mean, a tattoo shop does both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thinking outside the box, that's what it takes.
I think that's all I got.
That is all I have as well. As always, guys, you can find us online at bitchesgetstuffdone.org, or you can leave us a phone call or a text message at 515-442-0422.
And I am at HoosierBitchesGetStuffDone.org.
And you are at
BlythePotter.com if you want to follow my campaign or donate, which hopefully you'll donate because I need money. So they say. They tell me I need money.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, Bitches Get Stuff Done can always use money too, because we do stuff. And that's it, guys.
We do a lot of stuff.
We do a lot of stuff. And it sounds silly that we need money to do this stuff, but even just getting to the Capitol and back every day takes gas.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm well over $100 a week on gas.
Oh, I 100%
That doesn't
believe that.
include food.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't include any of the other stuff.
Yeah, and we traveled all over. We just came back from Council Bluffs yesterday. That's on the other side of the state. So we traveled.
So is there a Council Bluffs, Iowa, and is it Nebraska that borders?
It borders Nebraska, but it borders Omaha. So it's not like Kansas City.
Okay, I'm listening. I had so much time yesterday while I was doing stuff. I put on a true crime podcast and they're talking about Council Bluffs, but they kind of keep talking about Nebraska and Iowa. And I was like, I thought that was in Iowa, but maybe it's in Nebraska. So.
No, it's in Iowa. It's literally the council of the Native Americans would come up to the bluffs and they would talk and trade and negotiate and do whatever. And it's also part of the Lewis and Clark Trail. So Council Bluffs. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Really interesting history. So
I really need to go to Iowa and just explore sometime.
Yeah, just bring your own water. Don't drink our water here.
Yeah. So do you live on bottled water or do you boil it? What are you doing?
Oh, you can't boil it. If you boil it, it actually makes it worse. Boiling the nitrates makes the nitrates more concentrated. If you believe that.
What the fuck?
I'm just very fortunate we live in Bondurant because Bondurant has reverse osmosis. Water filtration. Des Moines, Iowa, Des Moines Water Works has the largest anti-nitrates filtration system in the world. I'm not making that up. The largest in the world. And it's still not enough. And we're in the city. I can't even imagine what the nitrate levels are in the country because they took out all of the monitoring systems so that we wouldn't know.
They do that.
Why? So that we won't, make the ag people pay. They wanted legislation last year to make it so you can't sue ag companies for poisoning the water and give you cancer.
I remember that one. Have you had, so they say they do the reverse osmosis, but have you had your water tested from your tap to see if it's actually safe?
I haven't actually.
I'm mostly just curious. The science nerd in me, also I'm always skeptical of systems like that.
And you can buy reverse osmosis filtration systems for just your tap, but
they're not cheap though.
No, they're not. But it's the only way to get rid of the nitrates.
Interesting. I had a reverse osmosis system once at my old house, and my cat and I were home by ourselves. And she was this old little black fluffy cat. There's probably no more news if you're listening and bored, but this is one of my favorite stories. Her name was Iris, and she was getting old, so her teeth, her fangs hung out, and she's just hanging out on the counter. All of a sudden, we hear this boom, this huge explosion, and we both jump and we stare at the floor, and water starts spraying. The RO system, which was 10 years old at the time, had busted somehow.
Holy shit.
She looked at it like, Mom, what did you just do? It was so funny.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I hear RO systems now.
Oh, well,
Explosions.
ours is enormous. It's for the entire town. So
That's amazing.
yeah,
I
it's
don't even
very
know what
expensive.
reverse osmosis means anymore. I forgot.
Yeah, I just know that it's not the regular way that they filter water because it's very pricey. But
Yeah.
this is a little suburb, and all the people here have way too much money for their own good. So
Well, that's good for you. It's interesting that you and I live in very similar areas too.
yeah, I mean it's good and it's bad because I don't have money, so we rent.
Oh, same.
We don't.
We're definitely not rich.
Yeah, and the school is just full of all these hoity-toity little shitheads that make fun of each other because they don't have brand new cars.
Yeah.
I mean, my youngest has a car and it's a stick shift Mustang, like classic old shit,
Good for
and
them.
is way out of the norm. Some other kid has a brand new Mustang, and by comparison, you can't compare these two cars because one's a luxury mobile and one's like learning the stick shift was a beast, but. It's just, it's a different world that I'm used to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Okay.
we'll see you on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Have a good week, guys.
You too. Bye.
Be